Kanye West is the GOAT. He's the GOAT! And I say that with no satire, no sarcasm, no irony. This is straight truth. This man's my hero. If you've been an Apandah fan for more than a second, you probably know I'm the biggest Kanye dick rider on the planet. A title I proudly claim. Why do I love this guy so much? I mean, I'm not gay, right? There's so many reasons people love this man. And to the losers that know nothing about Kanye, hearing me say that there's so much to like about him probably blows their mind, because the only things they hear about him is the ugly, negative, toxic shit from the media and the news. Now see, the thing I love most about Ye, which trickles down to everything else I like about him, is his realness. Kanye's one of the realest celebrities, artists, public figures out there. Whether you love him or hate him for it, I think most of us can agree on that, but I know some of you, you're recoiling in your skin, you're clenching your teeth. This is definitely a branded fuckboy that browses Reddit all day and owns several dank meme Instagram accounts talking about how Kanye's real. Opinion discarded.jpg. I'm clicking off this video. No, hold up! You know how in school they had that hamburger essay bullshit? I did that in this video. Albeit sloppy. But what's a hamburger to a sloppy Joe? My goal in this video is try to convince the ops, you people out there that are disagreeing, shaking your head. So if you just continue to watch this bootleg video essay, maybe I can convince you. And if I can't, go fuck yourself. Now, where was I? Oh yes. Now first, so nobody misinterprets what the fuck I say, because everybody loves doing that, let's talk about my definition of what it means to be real. Now it's gonna sound like some Disney tale fairy crap, but this is just a point of reference, so when I say the term real in the video, this is what I mean. What it means to be real is to be true to who you are. To be genuine, authentic, regardless of what others say, think, or do. To stand by what you say if it's what you truly believe in. Alright, Dollar Store Mickey, you're out of here. Dude, one day Mickey's gonna sue you, and it's not gonna be Hakuna Matata, if you know what I'm saying. Right. Given the contextual definition I've given the term real in this video, I think it's fair to say that most people don't express the real them. Rather, a more socially acceptable, likable, less annoying, censored version of who they really are. Now, this isn't me on some Joker incel shit. These people are proof that everyone is fake. We live in a society. While disgustingly fake people exist, that's what the point of the mask is. Sorry. I wouldn't compare people that put up a more socially acceptable image of themselves to the extra mile fake scumbags, because I think it's pretty reasonable not to express yourself in ways that could either annoy people or get people shitting on you. For example, imagine all the controversial, fucked up opinions and statements I have, but never voice because I don't want hate. They're just sitting in my head, right now, and you'll never know. But we all have controversial hot takes and ignorant statements in our heads from time to time. You might think you're above it, but you're not. And I bring all this up to basically say, people that always truly express the real them, regardless of the situation they're in, are pretty rare. These completely unfiltered people aren't as common as you probably think they are. At least in my experience. And I think these unfiltered people are a lot more ballsy and brave than people are willing to give credit. So basically everything I've been saying is a more self-aware, less cringy version of this image. So when you have a completely unfiltered person, which is rare enough, but a completely unfiltered celebrity, that's where Kanye comes in. Kanye West is pretty much synonymous with the term controversy at this point. I'm sure to an extent it's even part of his brand, but unlike most celebrity controversy where it comes from them hiding something or them being shady, most of Kanye's controversy comes from him opening his big fat fucking mouth. And that alone should tell you how unfiltered he is with the way he expresses himself. There's a lot of celebrities out there that try to come off as unfiltered and real, but the only opinions they express are ones that'll be met with positive feedback or ones that'll benefit them in some way. And I don't know if you noticed, but some of the shit Kanye says does not benefit him in any way. Now, regardless if he voices something on the side of justice or if he's being a complete dumbass, it really comes across that he just says whatever's on his mind.
Hold on, this train going by.
And a lot of people understandably don't like him for this. He has a big platform. In most instances, he could probably think a little bit more before he speaks. Could probably word things way better too. But I'm not gonna lie, I've always found this relatable about him. And it's not because Kanye say dumb thing that get people mad, and I say dumb thing that get people mad. Oh my god, I'm just like Kanye. But he just really comes across as an unfiltered person. Like, if most people didn't put up a more socially accepting facade, I really feel like most people would probably be like Kanye. And he gets so much shit for the stuff he says, albeit a lot of the time deserved. But I always gotta wonder, to the people that always hate and shit on him for expressing himself, don't you find it just a teeny bit relatable? Just a tiny bit? Like you've never been in a situation he's been in? I'm not talking about with slavery as a choice, but I'm saying where everybody's really pissed off at you for expressing how you actually feel or think.
You can't have a conversation if you don't start with your actual opinion.
Everybody knows celebrities are fake. They all put up a facade that makes them look way better than they actually are. Just like literally everyone else, except they probably do it a tad bit more because they have a following, among other reasons. But I feel like because Kanye is so not like this, the contrast makes him look way more crazy than he actually is. Because every human says pretty ignorant, stupid, or just factually incorrect shit, just like Kanye. We just keep our mouth shut and don't say it, or we don't have the media and people constantly reminding us of all the dumb shit we've said. I don't think he himself is that crazy, more so because of how unfiltered he is, people perceive him as crazy. Well, oh, okay, he's kinda out there. He's much more relatable than I'm sure everyone would like to admit.
I stubbed my toe!
And I personally, and this might be a hot take, but I much prefer celebrities that don't try to put up a saint mask. Like, it just doesn't feel real, you know? Yeah, Kanye might not be perfect, but literally, who the fuck is? He might say or do some whack shit, but it's nothing to the point where he can't redeem himself. And I have a rubber band in my hand for some fucking reason. Ow! But I definitely know there's people listening to this like, you fucking idiot, you fallen for the Kanye ploy. All his controversies are for clout and attention, you dummy. And you know what? Maybe to a degree you're right. I don't personally know this man. And fuck it, just for you, we'll ignore the Taylor VMA situation, which an event he himself caused through expressing himself that put him into the lowest point of his life. Evident as the subtle themes of my beautiful dark twisted fantasy. But I wouldn't be recording this video if that was all I had to offer. Surely you guys are aware of Kanye's ego. I know so many people that hate him just off of this alone. And it's because people really hate egos. And in every movie and TV show, the antagonist, the bad guy, they always have an ego. They always think too highly of themselves. And it's supposed to make you, the viewer, angry, like, God, this antagonist, he thinks he's all that in a bag of chips, but he's not, but he thinks he is. It's so annoying. And I feel like since we were kids, we're always taught that having an ego is a bad thing. And while obviously there are instances where having an ego is a bad thing, I feel like it's not that bad. I just don't. Oh no, this guy thinks he's the shit and he's telling the whole world about it. Oh, my life is fucking ruined. Truth be told, I always felt that people that pick on other people for having an ego is such a low-hanging fruit thing to do. And why? Because it's such an easy thing to do, to pretend to be humble, to mask your ego, to act like you don't have one. Because everybody has an ego, unless if you got crippling insecurities, or you have never accomplished something that's made you feel egocentric. Fucking loser. Everyone's got an ego, and the people that express it are keeping it real to how they actually feel. They don't care about looking humble or to mask it. They don't care if you think if they have an ego, or if they don't deserve to have one. They own it. And hot take, but I like that. It feels real. Because I've known so many people in life that just pretend to be humble. To be like, top ping ponger in the country. Guys, I'm not that good. I mean, it's because of you guys I did so well. I'm surprised I won.
Shut the fuck up.
And most people prefer celebrities that are humble, that are selfless, that put others above themselves. But I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I don't give a fuck. You know, half of them be faking it anyways. So at least if you're an asshole with an ego, at least I'm getting a better look into who you actually are. Now, something that understandably annoys a lot of people is when someone has an ego that's based off of nothing. People with unsubstantiated egos, they look goofy. It's like when the 3 monthly listener Spotify rapper goes like, "You already know who it is!" No, we don't. But honestly, I feel like Kanye's kinda deserved an ego. Fuck it. Mask off. Man started from nothing to become one of the most successful people in so many areas. Fashion, music, rich as a motherfucker, famous as a motherfucker. Sorry, the dick writing was going a little too hard, but Kanye has directly influenced and inspired so many people, not just his fans, but some of the biggest artists of today, which is interesting, because isn't he supposed to be such a dislike, polarizing guy? Yet some of the most successful acts mention them in their influence. If I were to have contributed as much as he has, I'd probably be feeling myself all day like he does, if we're keeping it real. But I'm sure just like with his controversies, a lot of people think the ego he has is fake and it's just for attention and clout. After all, there are influencers that act like a nutcase for this exact reason. But what really makes me feel like Kanye deserves to have an ego is his underdog story. Now, aside from starting from nothing, I've noticed many people are unaware of how many times he's been told no or told he couldn't do something. At one point, Kanye was originally just a producer, but after his infamous car crash incident, he was like, nah, I want to do rap now. Jay-Z, who at the time Kanye was producing beats for, said, nah, you're not a real hustler, stick to making beats, and many other people told him the exact same thing. But Kanye, keeping it real, he was like, shut the fuck up, I'ma be a rapper. And he was signed to Rockefeller Records as a rapper, not because anyone actually believed he could be a rapper, but because Rockefeller Records didn't want to lose him as a producer. So when Kanye dropped his first album, which involved his voice and him rapping, it was a super mega success. It was unique, it was different, and people thought he could never do it again. This guy's just gonna be a one-hit wonder. he did it again. Then when people were starting to get familiar with this Kanye sound, he changed his sound drastically on Graduation, incorporating things like autotune, which people weren't sure how to feel about, and then dropped 808s and Heartbreak. A very polarizing album in Kanye's discography. Got many Kanye fans being like, he fell off, which even worsened on top of the fact of the Taylor VMA situation. Kanye was public enemy #1. Everybody fucking hated him. They hated him. Even Obama. Nobody asked you, Obama. Fuck you. Most people thought this is the end of Kanye, and you know, it could have been too. This man would have to drop some sort of fucking masterpiece to even remotely get people interested in him again. And of course, you know how the story goes. This is like some Disney bullshit. He did it. He dropped one of the most critically acclaimed albums that got everybody sipping the Kanye Kool-Aid again. This was a resurgence unlike anything anyone's seen before and probably will ever see again. Something only Kanye could do. Because he's Kanye, 3 years later, he dropped another completely polarizing album. But he also had something else he wanted to do. He also wanted to do fashion. But just like with Kanye staying a producer, everyone was like, no, just stick to music. Designers and people in the industry wouldn't take him seriously, and many of his first fashion endeavors turned out to be flops. But fast forward to today and billion-dollar company. But one of my personal favorite Kanye underdog stories was the album Showdown with 50 Cent and Kanye. On September 11th, yes, that was the actual date, 50 and Kanye were both dropping an album on the same day. It was a playful contest as it were, and most people expected 50 Cent to win, because while he was getting a lot of praise, Kanye only had 2 albums to his name. Great albums, great albums, great albums. But at the time, 50 was very successful, so most people thought he would win, and not Kanye. So much so, that 50 even said, if Kanye wins, I quit. Rap. I quit rapping. The stakes were high, the beef was juicy, and Kanye won. Got more sales than 50. 50 didn't quit. But on that day, many people regard it as the death of gangster rap. 50 Cent represented gangster rap, and he was beaten by a guy with a pink-ass polo and a fucking backpack who made songs about Jesus and how much he loves his mom. 'Twas pretty obvious to everyone that the culture was shifting. And he did it all while being himself, because he could have just followed the trends. He didn't have to make unique, different-sounding albums that had the topics they did. He didn't have to constantly evolve and change his catalog to be successful. He could have listened to everyone telling him to be a producer, and everyone telling him that he should just stick to music and not do fashion. But he didn't. He kept true to what he wanted to do, and he achieved it. And there are still some salty bitches being like, well, he's just a contrarian. And you know what? Maybe he is. Maybe to a degree that might be true. Maybe that's just the type of person he is. But even today, he's still treated like the underdog. The media constantly shits on him like he has offered nothing to the world and doesn't deserve his success. That he's just some crazy lunatic that just says shit for attention, and they use being bipolar to write off anything creative or smart that he said or done. It's pretty sad. And it's pretty effective too. You know, in this video I constantly kept saying the term real, but I didn't mean like he doesn't lie or that he never regrets anything. But it feels like he always has been real and true to himself. It doesn't matter if it's his opinions, his personality, his achievements, his drive. His realness to himself is what people love so much about him. Because like I said earlier, it trickles down into everything he touches. But why do I value realness so much? There's probably numerous reasons why, but I think the main one is the way people that actually express how they genuinely feel are treated. They're made fun of, they're ridiculed, they're treated as weird and stupid. When if you actually express how you always and genuinely feel, you'd find you probably say a lot of dumb or questionable things, but also a lot of brilliant ideas and interesting perspectives. Because we're human. Duh. Maybe the way I feel about him is just a cope projection, but this is a video about why I like Kanye so much. Not you, so you my shit. That's the end of this video. Stay wavy, keep it loopy.
Yo, what's up? This is Kanye West. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel at YouTube/.
Apandah.